Bonjour, friends and clients. Today I am so thrilled to bring you a full ship tour of Ponant's Commandant Charcot, which is one of the most luxurious expedition vessels at sea. My partnership with Ponant will offer my clients exclusive amenities and, of course, additional service.
Key card right here.
All right.
So your cabin is 804.
Okay.
This is your key card, and here you have access to the Wi-Fi.
Welcome to Charcot. We will make one for you now.
I am Dr. Gari.senderoff with Cruise Planners, which is an American Express travel representative. And when you plan your next polar vacation, email me at gari.senderoff@cruiseplanners.com so I could arrange this for you, as I do get credit for it unless you're already working with another travel advisor. But whatever you do, don't book direct through the cruise line, because I will definitely offer you a much better value.
Morning is going to be different than noon and the afternoon and the evening and the night. So you might see completely different patterns right there about this artist.
Okay, come with me. Let's start exploring around, because I'll be showing you some of the amenities that makes this ship a little different than other ships, and pointing out the things that are very interesting as we go along. Starting with this Atrium lobby, which is really stunning, and its highlight is this beautiful, huge LED installation by Miguel Chevalier. It was beautiful because it kept changing, and it was always really aesthetic and very pleasing to look at. This is Stella.
Hello. Good
Stella.
afternoon, Stella on the go. So today we're gonna have some pina colada deconstructed.
Okay.
So you wanna know the twist now?
You're enticing me.
A mixture of like a secret ingredients of pina colada.
Okay.
But you can search it in the Google. In Google.
Not the Google.
In Google.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
Hello, my name is Dean.
Hey, Dee.
So this is Dean and this is Seb.
Aren't you supposed to be in the detox bar?
Yes, I'm the healthiest bartender here.
And here you have the zodiac here, and usually you are taking the zodiac on the marina on the other side.
So they call these their exploration rooms. There's one on port and one on starboard, and these serves as areas that are really close to sea level, and you could get in and out of the zodiacs very easily. They also give everybody a parka. That's for you to take home, no problem. It's included in your fare. And then they lend you boots in order to make your landings really comfortable. These Nordic machines are amazing because they'll allow you to refill your water bottles with either still or sparkling water to keep hydrated. For those of you into photography, this is their photo studio, which, if you're into it, they have amazing photographers, some with National Geographic. They do have a partnership with them, and they'll make this really good movie for you about your voyage. So you probably know Ponant is known for their food, and if you've been on Ponant, you know how good it is. This is Sila, which is their restaurant on Deck 9. It has sweeping views for wildlife viewing opportunities. This is the more casual restaurant, and you'll always find things in their buffet with a lot of options, and it's almost always open, which is really great. And here you'll see things like escargot. Those are jumbo prawns, lamb chops. They have these amazing assorted cheeses, absolutely the best French pastries and desserts. But can I tell you something? The butter they use, I am not a butter person, but this is the best butter I have ever had. And yes, it has actually won awards. There's also some healthy options as well for those of you who wish to gorge a little bit less, but the food is quite spectacular on board, I must say. This observation lounge is really a great place to gather with friends. It's really beautiful. It's equipped with a couple of bars. There's often someone playing piano, or in this case, you'll see in a second, a violin. These French pastries are dangerous because they are beyond delicious. So some of the best I've ever had, believe it or not. But depending on the mood, this room is very diverse because you've got games. There's a beautiful outdoor area to walk out to. You're going to see in a second with telescopes, and those telescopes overlook the forward helipad. So you have really great viewing opportunities of wildlife, or even at night, you can go and look at the stars. They have someone that lectures on the stars, an astronomer on board usually. And there's a lot of little nooks and crannies if you're interested in reading by a fireplace or to gather with friends and grab a quick hot chocolate or something like that. It's really an amazing, beautiful place. Okay, let's move over to the aft this time, the back of the ship. This area is the Blue Lagoon. It's really interesting. It has this U-shaped pool area, a fire pit, a bar with free-flowing champagne all the time, it seems, and an amazing outdoor grill. Oftentimes, there's just magnums of Veuve Clicquot poured into endless glasses, and they're just very generous with their portions and how they pour. It's a beautiful place to be at while you're in the Arctic or the Antarctic, observing polar wildlife and also escaping the cold in a way in your parka, having hot chocolate, in my case with amaretto.
But I must go inside because I'm cold down here. Yeah, not too much. Not too much.
Merci.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's a lot of work. You're right. You have to. Are you gonna go? I'll go with you.
So I wasn't kidding when I tell you the Veuve just flows out. And on a ship like this, it's really nice to make new friends, I think, because you're going to find someone that you're going to just click with. It's only 200 people when you're visiting Antarctica, for example. So you have over 200 crew members, by the way, and 200 guests. So the service is great, and you're going to have this intimate friendship, companionship that you're going to feel with fellow passengers. So this is the spa area with an indoor pool, which is available 24/7, as well as a sauna and snow room 24/7. The spa is great for treatments as well. I indulged in a massage, so this is one of their treatment rooms. But one of the unique things that this ship has is this thing that you're going to hear about all the time called a snow room. And let me give you the idea of what this is. So obviously, and by the way, of course, you have a place to get your hair done and all that kind of stuff. This is the heated sauna. So what you do is you stay into this sauna, maybe 15 minutes or so, and then you jump into the snow room. You rub snow on your skin, stay there for a few minutes, then you go back into the sauna, and then back into the snow room and end it there if you want to feel invigorated, or end it in the sauna if you're just ready for a nap or for bed or something like that. It's really well designed, really, really interesting. I'll let you have a look.
So we'll be making some revigorant. So that's in English, that's refreshing. So it consists of orange juice and raspberry with some goji seeds. So we're gonna make some for you, sir.
This is their detox bar, so you could make fruit juices, goji berries, and all kinds of infused things that D will put together for you. He is the healthiest bartender at sea for sure. And then for those of you who want to work out, they do have a small but very mighty fitness room.
The ship is to be able to go anywhere in polar regions, but anywhere to a certain limit. The only thing we don't want and nobody wants is to get stuck in the ice. So this bridge is only there for safety reasons.
You don't often see an aft-facing bridge, but let me tell you, it comes in useful because it cuts through the ice, this ship. I mean, it is a Class 2 ice hull, which is almost unbelievable. And so you have an aft-facing bridge, and it can go backwards or forwards. It's really quite an interesting, advanced technological feature that they thought of. Ponant has partnered with Alain Ducasse, who came up with this concept of Nuna, which is their signature restaurant. Alain Ducasse, Chef Ducasse, has won 21 Michelin stars. And of course, they brag about it, and they have every right to. The food is delicious. In my opinion, you cannot get a bad meal here. It is that good. And even though I try to stay a little bit healthy when I eat, it's really tempting to have their really rich, delicious French food. They have this little opening where you could look at the food while it's being prepared, which is really nice. Of course, I like to film while there's not a lot of people there. This was during one of my lunches, an appetizer with some shrimp. It was really good. And of course, viewing opportunities galore. So they will make an announcement when you see a spotting of a whale or orca, which is a whale, I know, or anything like that. It's a real special place. Absolutely eat here for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you want. Or you could even get Nuna to deliver to your stateroom, which is a really nice feature if you don't want a long, drawn-out meal or if you're tired or something like that. They'll be happy to do it. The cigar lounge is equipped with really great Cuban and Dominican cigars and other cigars from around the world with really nice cognacs and brandies that you can have while smoking and indulging in your cigar if you're a cigar aficionado. Really great Baccarat crystal, as you could see. I mean, just really, really upscale and refined, you know, that kind of thing. It's really, really great. Although you're going to be in this theater for lectures most of the time, they actually do have really nice entertainment, surprisingly enough. They do get some people in not only to play musical instruments, but like they'll have opera singers and people that have just beautiful vocals. So you'll get lectures most of the time, but you'll also get a little bit of entertainment, which I think is a really nice touch when you're exploring the polar regions.
Thing. We had 30 artists approximately to work on the different pieces of art that you will see around the ship.
This ship also has a really beautiful, very contemporary, original art collection as well.
And for example, when we take a temperature, it's not 20 degrees, it's not 20.1 degrees, not 20.15 degrees. It's 20.159.
Wow.
And the 9 is something that is, we cannot say 8, it's 9.
Ponant is very conscious about the environment and being eco-friendly. They have a 0 footprint carbon emission. So that was Dr. DuPont. You're going to be hearing more about what they do, and they do contribute a lot to science. They collect a lot of data because they get into places that nobody else is going. And I'll have him tell you a little bit about what they're doing for about a minute and a half, a little bit in this video. But before we do that, let's take a look at these staterooms. This was mine, cabin 804. And by the way, I have a much more detailed video on this cabin, so it's on my channel. Go look at it if you want to get more in depth. But this is one of the staterooms, and they have this particular category configured a couple different ways. I personally like this configuration because it's got the large walk-in closet and a wider balcony, which is really nice. And it's the same price as the other staterooms. This is what the typical privilege staterooms look like. This is one class above the lowest, which I suggest going into at the minimum, because you do feel the difference in size, and it is a lot larger, in my opinion, and worth the money than doing the very small ones. So these are some of the cabins. They have quite a few. They even have duplex suites that overlook the back. They have an incredible owner suite, which is definitely worth the splurge. And of course, I can help you find the cabin that's best for you and your family or your traveling companions. This is my typical Ponant breakfast, which is a crepe, and I get a egg white omelet with Swiss cheese, mushrooms, and onions. You could tell them however you want it. A couple of orange juices, some croissants, and a nice hot tea. This is the presentation. You don't have to go to the restaurant. They'll bring it to you. Every night, they do turn down your room. They give you just a couple little treats, which are always great to have. So as you could see, lots of viewing opportunities, and one of the coolest things is the forward part of the ship. So we're walking right now underneath the helipad, and this is all open where you could see straight outside. And it's got this rounded front hull, as you could see. So here it is cutting through the water. You could imagine how it cuts through the ice. It's really fun to look at from the front, in my opinion. And again, all around, you're going to have viewing opportunities, not just from your private cabins, from your private verandas, but from the entire walkway all around. And these ecologically friendly heated benches are always welcome when you're in the polar regions. Sit down and it'll warm you up as you don't lose sight of wildlife. So this is their helipad, and hidden underneath the helipad, they have a couple of helicopters that come up from this hydraulic lift, and they do use those to help out local tribes, like when they're in Greenland, and also to charter course to see where they could cut through ice easily. It's really a great idea to have these helicopters on board. So for the next minute and a half or so, I'm going to let you listen to Dr. DuPont. He's going to tell you about some of the things that they're doing on board to help the scientific community.
If you want to increase the temperature by this amount of energy, you have to generate 3.6 billion Hiroshima bombs. So we call it a wet lab because usually we are putting some equipment outside.
Owns the equipment.
Yeah, Ponant owns this equipment. We just bought it. And, so we are measuring the CO2 into the ocean. We need to follow very careful scientific protocol. But the temperature is minus 80 Celsius. With some wow.
This will all be very
Bench, so that you can sample sediment, you can take something. So this is to filter microplastic. And you have a lot of life around the iceberg. The krill is small shrimps, very small shrimps. And around the small shrimps, whale love it, penguin love it, seal love it. And that's why you have so many life, like fish, cetacea, I mean whale, dolphin, orca, seal, penguins, and a lot of birds. The life is rich, very rich. So then the chief engineer just opened up this door, there was ice everywhere. My wife is very disappointed because I'm so exciting, I would stay here for a year.
So rest assured, Ponant really contributes to science and helping out climate change, which is really nice. Also, those parkas that they give you, they look really big and cumbersome, but they pack up really easily. You could take it home with you with no problem. Of course, if you forgot something at home, don't worry, because even if you're in Antarctica or the Arctic or the North Pole, wherever you are, you can find basic necessities here as well as some fashionable accessories. While Ponant definitely takes safety as paramount, they have really thought of everything if you get stranded in some weird way, maybe. So you have all kinds of equipment to keep you going for almost an indefinite amount of time until rescue comes, including this really interesting, forget life vest. You've got a polar outfit that you could fall right into the freezing waters and be protected, which is really interesting. Here's another look at the aft-facing bridge, and here's the forward-facing bridge. Have a look. While you're sailing into the polar regions, they have a pretty open bridge policy. And this was the last day arriving back into Reykjavik after a wonderful expedition, which is always a sad day. But I'll tell you what, when you're looking to book your next adventure, email me at gari.senderoff@cruiseplanners.com, and I'll help you get your best polar value for your money. You can also subscribe to watch more videos like this one. Don't forget to comment and like, and take a couple more looks here at Ponant and the Commandant Charcot. Please don't forget to comment and contact me when you're ready to book one of these wonderful cruises. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching.